Hello, I'm Keith Robinson. Welcome to this breath meditation. This breath meditation is based on a prayer pattern that's called ACTS. ACTS is an acronym. A stands for Adoration, C stands for Confession, T stands for Thanksgiving, and S stands for Supplication, asking God's help for ourselves and for others. Before we jump right into this wonderful prayer pattern, I'd like for you to go ahead and find a quiet place, and I'd like for you to get yourself comfortable, either seated or lying down, whatever works best for you. And as you're getting yourself into this comfortable position, I'd like for you to notice how gravity is working on you, how it's pulling you into the seat cushion, how your feet feel on the floor, how gravity's working on you. Just notice that. Also, I'd like for you to be aware of your breathing. I don't want you to change your breathing at all. Just notice how the breaths come in, the breaths come out. Maybe your chest, maybe your abdomen is rising on the inhale and then falling on the exhale. Maybe you can feel the air coming in, coming out. Just be aware of those things. And now I'd like for us to start our default breathing. Default breathing has 4 parts to it. The first part is I would like for you to breathe through your nose. If that's not comfortable, if you just can't do it, mouth breathing is okay. Lots of benefits, though, come to us from nose breathing. So if you can breathe through your nose, please do so. And then I'd like for you also to breathe slower than normal. Slow breathing also typically lends itself to deeper breaths. So let your breaths be slow and deep in and out through the nose. The third part of our default breathing is to close your eyes. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, please do so. If you'd rather keep your eyes open, the next best thing to keeping them closed is to stare at a fixed point. And if you would like to stare at a fixed point in your room there or wherever you might be, that would be good. Also on the screen, you'll see that there is a bird bath with some water trickling. You might want to stare at one of those birds or at the point where the water's trickling. And I would recommend just kind of experimenting with all 3 of those things and see what works best for you. Eyes closed or eyes open, staring at a fixed point, perhaps on the wall or out on the horizon if you're outside right now. And then also try keeping your eyes fixed on a point that's on the screen right now with this bird bath. And then the 4th part of our default breathing is that we're going to number the breaths. Number the inhale 1 and the exhale 2. So in your mind, you should hear some very slow 1s and 2s. 1, 2. Go ahead and breathe through a few patterns of that right now. And I'd like for us to work on our prayer pattern that is known as ACTS, A-C-T-S. So the first letter is A, and that stands for Adoration. So I'd like for you to think of how you adore the Lord, how you praise the Lord, how you love the Lord. And just let that kind of be part of your prayer vocabulary as we move through the adoration part of this prayer pattern. Excuse me. And then the letter C in ACTS is for confession. So take a moment to confess the things you feel moved to confess, the things that you want to share with God. And the T is for Thanksgiving. go ahead and share what it is that you're thankful for today. And of course, Thanksgiving can be for small things, can be for large, wonderful, amazing things. And then our final letter is S, supplication. Take a moment to ask God's help for yourself, for others. And you know, God doesn't mind if you ask for some small, insignificant, seemingly insignificant thing. Whatever is on your heart is important to God. And you are correct. I am not giving you enough time to work through everything that you want to share with adoration, confession, thanksgiving, and supplication. So I do want to encourage you to set aside some time, perhaps in the morning, maybe at the lunch meal, maybe in the evening as you're settling into bed. Set aside some time to focus on your breath, and then focus on these four very important aspects of this prayer pattern: adoration, confession, thanksgiving, and supplication. And maybe you do that just once a day. Maybe you do it twice or 3 times a day. For me, typically, I try to do this whenever it pops into my mind, really and truly. Sometimes it's while I'm driving to school. Sometimes it's while I'm lying down in bed. The problem with lying down in bed is that I get through adoration and then some of confession, and then I fall asleep. But that's a great time to pray, of course. So work this into your daily prayer pattern, your daily pattern, and see how this impacts your spiritual life. Let's go ahead and, if you're not doing so, let's return to our default breathing. Breathe slowly through your nose. Eyes are closed, or they're looking at a fixed object, a fixed point. And you're numbering your inhales 1, your exhales 2. Let's just breathe through that pattern several times. Wonderful. And I'd like to finish this breath meditation by saying peace be with you. If you'd like to respond with "and also with you," I would be touched and honored. If you'd like to say that out loud or whisper it, or if you'd like to just think "and also with you," whatever you're comfortable with. Peace be with you.